Moving up, you can find the low frequency oscillator control for the cutoff frequency. This will allow the low frequency oscillator to modulate the cutoff frequency either positively or negatively. Keyboard tracking can also be applied to the cutoff frequency, and this is used to eliminate the effect that pitch change has on the actual sound itself. Keyboard tracking effectively changes the frequency of the cutoff as the pitch is changed, so that the lower end of a keyboard will produce a similar sound to the higher end of the keyboard. The keyboard tracking control controls how strong this change is. The cutoff frequency can also be modulated by its own envelope. This envelope contains the usual prime suspects of attack, decay, sustain, and release. The strength of the envelope can also be adjusted using this control. The control button that you can see in this section that is labelled Track Amp will turn these envelope controls off, with the exception of the strength control, which is now used to control the effect that the amplitude envelope has on the cutoff frequency instead. As mentioned earlier when talking about the oscillators and the filter, you can also find a low frequency oscillator in Synth. The low frequency oscillator itself uses 4 of the 5 waveforms that are available in the other oscillators, with the only exception being the absence of the sine wave. For the low frequency oscillator, you have control over the rate at which the low frequency oscillator cycles, and the delay control sets a gap between a note being played and the low frequency oscillator taking effect. Normally the low frequency oscillator will run freely with no regard to when notes are triggered. However, when you switch on re-trigger, the low frequency oscillator will start at the same point when a key is pressed, giving a more consistent sound. There is one last switch, and this is used to add chorus to your sound. This concludes the tutorial on Synth Live. Thank you for watching.